Hey, thanks for tuning in today. So it's interesting when you look at career advice, some of the questions that emerge, like when you're really reflecting on your career and what you should do next, a nice exploratory question is thinking about where did you feel in flow state, or what did you enjoy doing when you were a kid? And I was reflecting on this, catching up with my friends Micah and Petra the other day about the stuff that I do with my work that really fuels me. And the top thing is, I love doing this podcast. Basically, my whole career, my whole business was built off the back of the First Time Facilitated podcast. Doing that show introduced me to the world of, media, being able to facilitate conversations, which again was really valuable in terms of facilitating workshops, how to keep an interview on time, how to keep it on track, how to, remain open-minded, what to do when you respond, like all those things. So I think podcast is like just such a cool skill set to be able to run one, then to edit and produce media. I really like the power of voice, and the fact that I'm doing this daily podcast, it's not really a big thing for me. Everyone's like, how do you do a daily podcast? Well, I think if you can send a voice note a day, you can do a daily show. But the reason I share that, why I love podcasting so much, is I really have failed to connect these dots looking backwards. But there was a time when I was in high school between the ages, I think, of 13 and 15. And I was obsessed with this show on B105, our local Brisbane radio station. It was the 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Hot 30 countdown with Stuy and Zoe. I remember them dearly. I listened to the show every night. And my friend Andrea, who's actually now a country music artist in Nashville, just look up the group Dozzy. So she is one of the singers in that. Now she's doing her own thing. But we were best mates in high school, and we would ring up the radio station. I would say we were probably featured every night of the week, if not, I'd say out of 3 to 5 nights every week, we would be featured on there. They had something at the end of the show called shoutouts. If we weren't on there doing something or participating in the live radio show, we would be at the end giving each other a shout out as well. And I won a lot of prizes being on there. I won a quiz, and the trip was to fly to Sydney for a Coca-Cola Gold Rush. So Coca-Cola closed down Bondi Beach. They invited 50 people from around Australia to go there. And it was a big treasure hunt. The size of a football pitch, they'd cordoned that off. They hid 50 gold sovereign coins in the sand. We were given a little plastic shovel and 5 minutes to find a coin. And I did. I ended up finding a coin. I don't know what it's worth now. But I had this gold sovereign at home from that trip. And that was the first time that I'd won this. I got to take my dad, stayed at this 5-star Bondi Beach hotel, and explored Sydney. So that was pretty cool. I've won a ton of vouchers from the show, clothing vouchers, just so much from that time. Yeah, I just loved being on the radio station. It's so interesting that I've only, recently connected the dots with how much I loved being on the radio back then and the stuff that I do now that really brings me joy and is easy and effortless. Speaking into this microphone. And so my friend Mike is like, oh, why don't you do a side gig and try and get a segment on radio? And I actually think it's something I might want to pursue, actually. I love doing these shows. So there's a couple of organizations that I create and host podcasts for. So do a lot of work on interviewing their leaders. We also share their stories. You can run onboarding, training, so many things through a private podcast that's locked down to employees within an organization. So I kind of already offer that. I think I want to kind of offer it a bit more and let people know this is what I do, because #obsessed, but also think in a world of remote work, there's real value in connecting people through the power of audio, because you can really build up a strong connection. And it's very interesting when I hear from people on LinkedIn, they kind of automatically see me as a really good friend of theirs already, because they've listened to my voice for so long through either the First Time Facilitated podcast or this daily show that they feel like we've got a relationship already. So imagine that, having that work connection with other people. It's pretty powerful. That's one thing. But also I think, I might actually just see if I can I don't even know where to start with this, but it's fun to make a public declaration. It'd be fun to just do a weekly segment on a radio show. I don't know what one. I don't even know what it would be about. Possibly around this whole thing around work fame, which I'm really digging into now. And if you don't follow my work on Substack already, I'm posting my best stuff there every week. I'm actually doing an article in the next week or two around what work fame actually is. And you'll possibly hear that on this podcast too, because it's not about being internet famous. It's not about being world famous. It's about being work famous. And also what are the sneaky things that you can do to sidestep the hierarchy within your organization, but get noticed as well. And not doing things that are like loud and rah-rah-y, but it's really around how do you make other people look good through things like facilitating sessions, hosting really great meetings. Yeah, so I've got a lot to say on that. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. So I guess a point for you is there something that you're doing now that fills you with a lot of joy? And can you maybe connect the dots looking backwards in terms of as you a kid, are there elements of the same type of flow, that same type of skill set appearing when you were younger? And what are you doing to incorporate more of that into your work now? Thanks so much for listening, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.